elevate, motivate, inspire the divine light within you with Yolanda. Hello, beautiful souls. How you guys doing today? We have a big treat today. We have my good friend Nevi, who is a shaman, and we are going to go into depth on what you could do to start helping you with your personal transformation and also your spiritual journey. But before we do, let's jump into that protective prayer. Our Heavenly Father, our Lord Jesus Christ, and Holy Spirit, thank you for this beautiful moment of having our chosen ones come together to give clarity, compassion, insight, education on how to protect and heal our vessel, to keep away all known and unknown negative attachments. Give us the strength and the courage to keep going and growing on our paths. Amen. Ashe. So today we are going to talk about our bodies, but in a different way. We all have our shells, but we're going to go inner because we need to heal that right now. So I want you to listen to this story for one moment. There comes a moment on every healing journey when your body says, I can't do this anymore. The mind races, your heart keeps pounding, but the body shuts down. How can we disconnect from those anxieties and stress that stop us from investing in us? So we're going to talk about the nervous system, and we're going to reach that beautiful transitional moment to get to the mind, heart, body, and spirit that is crying out for regulation. So we are going to jump right in because 2 weeks ago, I had an amazing time with Nevi and Marilyn, and we talked about Great Mother Turtle. And I think she's still here right now. So
Yes, yes.
her beautiful spirit is here. And we all gain insight on that the earth is affecting our nervous system. And whatever the earth is going through, we are feeling it. So we have anxiety, stress, and we just need to understand what we're feeling. Even if you are an empath or if you have abilities or you're just not in tune yet with your abilities, but you know inside there's something that's stirring up these negative feelings within. So we are so fortunate to have Nevi. And Nevi, can you tell us about you, your journey, and what can you offer those who would come and see you for a session?
All right. So my name is Nevi Yyid. I specialize in healing people from trauma. And my story is that I was physically and mentally abused as a child for communicating, which is what I'm here to do. And I started a spiritual journey. I knew that I had gifts as a child. And I kind of just went on a spiritual journey of just trying to figure out who I was and outside of beliefs and being restrained and put in a box. And I started to know that I could notice that I could read people
Mhm.
in their energies and especially through their eyes. But I was also jumping to a lot of healing modalities and just discovering new things. And it got to the point where it started to weigh down on me because I didn't know how to protect myself. And it started to mess with my nervous system, and even traumas and things started to weigh down on my nervous system. Um, but what I've discovered is you just have to find unconditional love and regulation with others as well. But I work with people with trauma and people who have witchcraft on them and just a lot of things. And I've just noticed a lot of similarities. But also, I'm a soul coach, and which is a life coach. And so I help people repair their lives and just to see the bigger picture and where they're going on their path. Hopefully that made sense.
That makes lots of sense.
Yeah.
Because before you did this big spiritual change, I had met you at Namaste,
Yeah.
and I had a wonderful time with him at Namaste, but unfortunately he's on his own. So you will guys will get that information so you can have one-on-one time with Nevi. Um when I had my first meeting with Nevi, and it was different from all the other readers there, and he just wanted to look into my eyes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no one ever did that before. So when he did this, I felt a calm sensation, and his spirit guides, and I guess my spirit guides, were in tune with each
Communicating.
other.
Yeah.
And they were comforting, and also giving a lot of confirmations on my personal journey, which I was like, no, that's not true. And they were like, yes, it is. And it was so amazing to work with Nevi. So this is the reason
Yeah.
why I brought him on the show, so that anyone can reach Nevi through Instagram. What are the other platforms that they can
Yeah.
reach you, Nevi?
It's right now it's just Instagram, and you can actually text my business phone. I'm always available. And you can just reach out to me, and you'll be able to find. I'm working on my new site right now. I just changed companies, guys, so everything is not prepared yet, but you can find me. I'm somewhere.
You're somewhere.
I'm somewhere.
And
Yeah.
I will definitely put that on my blog. I have a blog. So if anything that Nevi gives to me, I will most definitely have it out there for you, because this is a need. And it was funny how this came about, because like I said before, I did the meditation with Nevi in Maryland, and he said, yes, I'm going to do it. I see it, the interview and everything else. So I'm like, yes, great. So it's
Yeah.
like everything just went into flow, because I kept seeing things about the inner parts of the body that needs healing, which
Yes.
is the nervous system. And I want to go over the different components, if that's okay with you. And then
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
want, you can jump right in and give more information.
Yeah.
Um, we have a layered body. I mean, people just see the one physical body, but we have many layers. So the first layer is the shell, which is out, um, holding in everything outside of the body. And we will feel tension and fatigue on that type of level. But when we start feeling that, we have to start to ground and do breath work. And the spiritual aspect, take a nice warm herbal bath with prayer. The next is mental. And I know a lot of us are going through this right now. It's physical, I'm sorry, racing thoughts. Your mind is going. It's not stopping to let you feel the information, understand it. Plus, we have short attention spans. So that's another issue to the mental, because when you have a very short attention span, you're not getting all of the information that's going to help you in your investment. So we have to work on that. And the best thing to do is guided rewiring meditation. And then have a nice cup of peppermint tea and just journal out what you are feeling. And you can also do automatic writing, because that's a key component to really go deep within. The next is emotional, sudden, overwhelming. Now, with this one, goes intertwined with the mental. When the mental is off, the emotions gets off, and then it just is a domino effect. So right now, we have to learn about tapping your points, which we did at the workshop, and ritual soothing water sounds, sound bowls, just to release that energy, and do another emotional release again with prayer, automatic writing, just to release. Even if you have to yell, scream, cry, because I know they do that in some workshops to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
that out. So that's one you can do, and you're not going crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, what? No, you have to release it because if you keep that in, you're going to be like a pressure cooker that didn't put the latches on and you're going to explode. And that can
Yeah.
cause heart disease, stress, heart attack, strokes. So we don't want that. We want you to start doing things in a different way so that you can go, okay, I'm centered. This is not my energy. Let me put it in check. But you have to figure out your energy.
Yes. Yes.
And the other is spiritual. And sometimes we feel numb or we feel lost. That happened to me through my spiritual journey because it all came out when my dad passed. And while he was sick too, certain times it started to come out because I wanted to know answers. So it was on the horizon. And then, going back to other readers, they're saying I have the ability, I have um to feel, to hear, empath. They said you have all of them. But it was like at the time, I'm like, no, that's not me. So right now, at this level, thanks to Nevi and Marilyn, and also Jen, we did that too with the hypnosis. Got to
Yeah.
put Jen out there.
Yes. Such an amazing song.
Oh, yeah, she is. And I got to do a video with her and you guys. So
Yes,
that's in the
Marilyn
works.
too. Another amazing song.
Yes. Um, with the spiritual aspect, we have to go within and be silent. And that's hard for a lot of people to do, to go in and just be still. A lot of us have, even me right now, we have this tough time just decompressing from the day, the situation, whatever that's going on, and just listen. And I will tell you right now, when you do that, you will start to hear from your heart space what you have to do. And also, your body could show you the tension when you feel in your shoulders or headaches or just body aches start aching. That is an indicator that there's something in your field that's holding you back. Candle meditation is another wonderful modality to do with also, again, prayer and automatic writing. And the energetic, which is the aura. We can't see it, we can't feel it, but it's around you. And if you are in a situation where you feel drained after coming home from work and you're just got to sit down and just be still or just grab a martini here or there just to take the edge off because you're so overwhelmed of the energies that's going around. So that's the auric field letting you know that there might be a tear or, an opening that has to be filled, well, healed, basically. Or if you have an attachment that's draining your energy due
Yeah,
to
that's one of
witchcraft.
yeah,
That,
that's one of
that,
the things that I yeah, that's one of the things that I want to talk about as well. I started off as a medicine man and I just received so many visions for people and herbs and things on my healing journey. And I've tried every healing modality that that everyone knows about. And they've all helped me. All of them helped me. And I think that if you're on a spiritual journey, keep doing what works for you. Because one of the things, and you've heard me say this, Yolanda, with all of my clients, I like to
right.
cater things to you in what it is that you believe in and what it is that resonates best with you. But what I've understood about working with people for pretty much a decade, just seeing what's going on, is I started to notice that there was a common scenario in everything. And I remember I was going through a spiritual awakening, and everything that I had learned spiritually, journaling and everything, when it gets thick on you and the fear, you don't really know what to do next and you're trying to figure it out. And what I've come to understand in the part of shamanic healing outside of plant medicine, because I'm a combo practitioner as well, and I've worked with all the shamanic medicines, and I pretty much know every tool that you can think of to get you into alignment. But the part of shamanic healing that I'm on now is the removing thought forms and entities and witchcraft and things like that, and it puts you in a bind. And sometimes you're trying to figure out why your life isn't moving or it's going a certain way, and it's usually because you have an attachment on you, and you
Mhm.
will feel drained after work, or you know, one thing that I when I talk to angels, I'm always asking like, how do you like shift your life? And they're like, oh, it's by a decision. And it takes one decision and that shifts your entire life. But just think about it, if you have an attachment onto you, you're trying to shift your life. Just think about if you have a coping mechanism. Maybe you like to drink, or some people watch porn, or they unconsciously eat. You can't make those decisions because it'll constantly keep pulling you back in. So what I've noticed is a lot of people come to me that have those traumas and they can't break free because there's an attachment on them. So I recommend just seeing to clear your energy field. That way your mental and your emotional and your spiritual body are not suffering, because if there is an attachment on you, it's going to weigh down on every last one of those, and it's just going to keep creating them. We also have thought forms and egregores, those collective thought forms that really weigh down on you.
Mhm.
And just
Mhm.
think about you going into work environments; those weigh heavy on you as well. And
Yeah.
you get home and you're stressed out. There's a reason for that. You're not supposed to be feeling weighed down. That way, when you're choosing to journal and automatic write, you're not getting something that's on your shoulder telling you that's incorrect, or you know you're mad at the world. When before I got to a part in my healing, because I'm still healing, I carried a lot of shame, and it was hard for me to walk out. You can even ask Yolanda, when she met me, I used to wear headscarves, and uh,
Yes.
I had a male piece on my head because I did not like the way that people looked at me, or things like that. But when I healed, when this entity that was attached to me was removed, I no longer had shame or those thoughts that I was having, and now my mind is clear.
Mhm.
Some healing modalities work really great for others, but if you're in a situation where you're like, I don't know what else to do, find someone that can see if something's on you. That way it's pulled off and your life can be reset. But I know one of the things that we've been talking about is also co-regulation and regulating, and also getting into the proximity of where people are in your life. Sometimes you leave jobs in certain areas because you're not going to be able to co-regulate with people, and we're human beings. We need that. We need
Right.
each other.
Right.
So
We do.
sometimes, yeah, it's that unconditional love that keeps those attachments away from you. If you can just get into that frequency, sometimes it's hard to get there because we're trying to hold on to those identities that we've created in those walls. But if you can just get to that unconditional love, which is God, because that's all unconditional love is, and that's what God is, unconditional love. It's not a man on a mountain telling you that you need to do this because you're not doing anything wrong. You just
Right.
need to get there. And once you get there, you'll feel your emotional state get better, and you'll feel your mental state get better, because you're not being hard on yourself. You're not judging yourself for something that you're trying to process, or you're grieving the loss of yourself, so you're able to integrate a lot better. But sometimes it just takes removing that one little thing to just open your path. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And also, we were talking about that yesterday about witchcraft. Like people can do binding spells,
Yes.
domination spells, and I feel that that's totally wrong. And if someone comes to you, Nevi, and they feel that, or you even see it before they tell you, what are some of the things that you could do for that person?
Well, when I see witchcraft, I know a lot of shamans, like, we have different sensations that run through our body. My strongest gifts allow me to see it. And normally, when I see a person, I can see them bound, they're wrapped. Sometimes I see them buried in the ground, like from past lives and things like that. Um, it's removed very easily. Sometimes it takes heavier work, but there are certain shamanic tools that can just pull it off of you, so you're not plagued. But the best thing that you can do is just again make the right decisions for yourself. I know a lot of us need to be in certain areas, but a lot of the witchcraft that I see on people isn't normally from people like taking your hair or doing spells on you. Sometimes it comes from your childhood and your
Mhm.
conditioning, or you're in a certain environment where people don't like you and they're directing envy and jealousy on you and they're
Right.
wishing ill intentions on you. So it just depends. Some of it's really easy to see and it'll fall off, but then you have some that are just really deeper. Sometimes
Mhm.
it can be karmic as well, or you'll bring it into this lifetime.
Mhm.
But you can feel it, and most people, they feel very numb. They feel numb, like they can't get to the next level. I've seen people that have had bugs crawling out of their skin. It's
Wow.
really real, you know, because people have they some people just have really ill intentions. I never understood it, but they do they don't want
Right.
to see you. But people get to that way for a reason because of their trauma and what they've been through, and they don't want to see anywhere and get there, or they see you and they're that they get upset. And we talked about this with what was it, soul swapping? I know you asked me for that for the
Yeah, destiny
longest.
swapping
Yeah,
and
destiny
also
swapping. Yeah, that's really big, and it happens just because you have a light. Certain people will just wish you ill intentions, or they want what you have, and so you just have to use discernment, which is
Mhm.
something that I didn't even have for the longest. I have it now, but you to grow that, to understand if this place is right for me, you just have to go sit still and ask questions and pray and see if the environment is right for you, and don't change yourself to be in the environment. Leave, even if it's a job, because you never know who's preying on you, but you don't want to live in fear. Don't live in fear.
Right.
That's how witchcraft can pretty much come to you and get on you, is when you're afraid that someone's attacking you. So just get into unconditional love and know that you are protected. We all have guides, they're all around. And I know some people are like, well, if I have guides, how did I get this on me? It's because you
Right.
let your guards down for protection. You're protected. And just know that you'll always be led and guided to people who can help you out to remove it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does
Yeah,
because a lot of people that I know, they were like, I don't understand why I'm feeling this way. This is not my energy.
that's how you know.
And
That's how you
right.
know. If you feel one, sometimes it's an attachment. Witchcraft is witchcraft is different. That's a whole nother topic. But
Mhm.
if you know that you're not who you if you know yourself, because sometimes you have to know yourself, but if you feel any sudden shifts like beliefs, or if you feel any type of doubts about a new beginning, most of the time it's an attachment or it's witchcraft immediately.
Right.
And when we're talking about witchcraft, we're talking about dark stuff, okay? Be who you are. If you're interested in something and you're helping people cleanse and you're helping heal people, you're not a part of that thing, but be who you are. But if you feel in any way that you've been shifted or attacked, normal 9 times out of 10 you have been. You have been.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So right now, how can we get attuned into that beautiful, sacred, calming energy to stop this overactive stimulus that we're getting? Like, what are
Yeah.
some things that we could do starting right now? I
Are
know
you
writing is one,
yes.
but
So
there's others.
yeah, well, one thing that I can say is cleanse, 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 cleanse. If you don't, if you get nothing else from this message, I just want you to make sure that you're cleansing yourself. And sometimes it doesn't even take a lot of ingredients. Sometimes a simple salt scrub will help you. You need to remain cleansed. Once you, like right now, we both live in New York City. It's full of energy, and so I'm having to cleanse a little bit more than when I was on the West Coast or down south because it's so much energy. But to get into those states of mind, there's so many things. One, you need to cleanse. So there's so many cleanses out there. Everyone knows about them. Salt scrub is very effective. Even a simple lemon peel with the salt scrub just rubbing everywhere, that will get rid of a lot of negative energy. Epsom salt baths will help you. Another thing is staying away from media. So we have a lot of thought forms and egregores that are going around, which egregores are the collective thought forms in the world that create fear and they just attach to you. If you can understand that being on media or on your device 24/7 is going to lower, like your dopamine levels are just out of whack and you're inviting things in that can attach to your spirit and it will weigh you down. And there are so many good things to do to get your dopamine levels up. And we were talking about this yesterday. Like, if you was born in a certain generation, like we were outside.
Right, exactly.
We didn't have like phones and tablets and things like that. And so everyone, I see it all day in New York. I'm watching people and they're like this the entire time on the train,
Right.
and you feel like crap. And next thing you know, you're going to unconsciously eat, or you're going to find a coping mechanism because it stresses your body out, it stresses your nervous system out, and you're weighing so much on in your spirit. We have delicate bodies and we have delicate energy bodies, and the smallest thing can just tip you over. I know that when I get up in the morning, I better not grab my phone. I'm gonna meditate.
Meditate.
I'm gonna cleanse. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna get my energy right before I even grab a phone, because social media, you get on there and you don't know what you're gonna pull up. It can be something about death or the news, or someone's on there pouring their energy out. Depending on how sensitive you are, you can absorb all of that.
Right.
And I want to make sure that my energy is clear and that I have all of my protection from my guides. And also, like, sometimes when you're in that state of mind, you're receiving your messages from your guides. If you grab your phone, you can't be silent. Like when God speaks to you, it's very silent.
Silent.
Even
Yes.
even angels and guides, like it's very silent. They're not gonna yell at you. You need to be in a space where you can hear them. So give
Right.
yourself at least an hour before you wake up. That way you know, like, I work with a lot of people and they end up losing their jobs. And it's just like their guides were trying to give them the message early in the morning, just the feeling so that they can trust it. But we're so consumed with work and all
Right.
of these different things, especially even what you eat. I
Yeah.
work with a lot of people. I don't care if you're vegan or you eat meat. What you put into your body helps you out as well. And a lot of us are deficient in a lot of things. And it really weighs down on your nervous system and your cortisol levels are high. But what I've understood is that I had an attachment pulled off of me and everything got better. Everything got better. My health, I got candida in 2020. Nothing was helping because I had an attachment on me. And now
Right.
everything that I'm doing that I learned is much more effective.
Right.
Yeah, I had a whole beer gut and it's gone.
Oh, wow.
Gone. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
So,
we're running out of time.
yes,
I wish I had longer time, and I know you're busy too.
yeah,
Can we do another session?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you. Because I feel the energy and everybody's going to feel this and want this. And I want everybody to get the full scope of what you can do with them and help them on their journey.
Yeah,
So I would love to do that.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. We can talk about that.
Thank you, Nevi.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, guys, we got to cut it short because of the time allotment. But just know this, I got help for you. and we are going to come together to give you what you need to get
Yes.
you back on your path so you can feel alive with a sense of purpose, passion, and excitement.
Yes.
Until we meet again, guys, mwah, mwah, take care. Nevi, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank
after
you.
this, I will call you and we can start working on the next episode.
Yes, yes. Let me know. Let me know. I'm ready.
All right.
All right.
Thank you
Bye,
guys. Have a
everyone. Thank you.
wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.
All righty.